What's up?
We're Summer Solstice from Cleveland, Ohio.
And you're watching Studio D TV.
When your halo falls and you burn your wings, are you angel no more? Angel no more. Is your cold black heart breaking silently? Is this what you live for? Angel no more.
So what's up, guys? So this episode of Studio D TV will be the final episode in our little APG adventure. So I've got two of my boys with me, John to my left and Tony to my right, who are both in the band. And this week we're going to actually show you all the clips from the show, like I've promised, in this 5-week build-up over the course of time. And we're going to do some random interviews, you know, with each of us about some of the stuff with the band, some of the stuff on their version of me, my version on them, and just so you can kind of get an idea about, you know, me and my homies here, how we actually operate. And then once all that is done, we will be getting on to the next few weeks with starting on the pre-production stuff like I talked about, and actual some studio shots of some bands I've worked with from around the world. But until then, this week, the APG show that we did back on February 27th of 2010. Enjoy the show. Alright, what's up, everyone? Once again, as you can see, we were piled in here. It's me and my boy Chris, drum teching for Tony tonight. And we are on our way to Peabody's. We're definitely past our load-in time, but those guys got their on time, so we're good. And it's the day of the show, February 27th, 4:25. We're ready for load-in. We got so much debauchery of us trying to load up our gear up that crazy hill with all the snow, so that was fun. But you'll see that, I'm sure, if you haven't already. So everything's cool. We're on our way down there now, and we'll check back in when we get there.
Admit it, you just made these so that you could blow smoke up our ass.
So the cool thing about doing these shows is the reason why I showcase this show a lot is because back in the day when John and I were in Gatlin, the shows we did were all like this. We had a lot of promotion behind them. We had a lot of love, a lot of heart, but also a lot of stress, because with Gatlin it was always like we had to worry about a record label. We always had to worry about, you know, somebody over our shoulders. So if we played a venue that held 1,000 people that we sold out a few times, well, if we did a show there and only brought 800 people, then it was like we were borderline kind of going pressed on stage going, well, now, you know, back on Monday, we're going to get the call from management saying, well, wait, what's wrong with Gatlin? They didn't sell out the venue, this and this. So the cool thing about me really kind of catching a fire about this show from the beginning was I wanted to promote it like it was a Gatlin show. I wanted to you know, pull out all the stops. I wanted to call all our friends and family. I wanted to get people. I actually, I even flew in a friend from out of town for that show. I had people coming in from all different states. I had people there from Kentucky. I had people there from Chicago who came in. I had my friends from Cincinnati come up, you know, and a lot of bands I've produced. So what was neat is we pulled it off. And in knowing all the different aspects, is you will learn, my band members, throughout the course of the, you know, these episodes, you'll get to see the progression of, and you got to see the progression from day one of doing this at that small club at Barley's till now. So it's a really, really big, rewarding show. Man, dudes, we pulled this off.
Yeah, we did.
Seriously, think about everything we've tried to do since the beginning of January. The promo, okay? The promo, the boxes. You know what I'm saying? Me and Nino
I pulled that
killing
off.
it off the guitars. We had to buy new strobe light. Me and Tony found sicker ones. We already got them mounted. Chris had to pull Nino out of the grave today. You and Dave and Tony with the online promotion. Me helping with the front blaster. You getting the tickets out because of MySpace. You helping with that. Everything we're doing. You keeping the MySpace updated. Dudes, this is like this. chokes me up because this is like the first time I've ever felt like this almost since Gatlin. I was telling these guys, I have not felt like this good anticipation stress since we were in Gatlin.
There's
Period.
only a few words.
Period.
There's only a few words
know
that
what I'm
can
saying?
sum this up for you, Don.
What's that?
It's the all time.
It's the all time. It is.
Don and I have been playing together since '95, January 25th of '95, actually. We did the Gatlin thing for a lot of years, and then in 2004, probably mid-2004, you know, when the Gatlin thing, it's not that it had run its course, but we wanted to go out on top, and we had done everything we possibly could to get that big, huge record deal, and it hadn't happened, and rather than be one of those bands that, you know, everyone's like, oh, I remember when those guys drew, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people, and then all of a sudden they come to shows and there's like 50 people there. We're like, let's just go out on top, and then, you know, we need the guys from, you know, Sappy Bell, we need the guys from Another Path, and we decided, you know, dude, we got a lot of good friends that are actually really good. Why don't we try and make like a, you know, for lack of a better term, like a Cleveland supergroup? And then we jumped up with Dave, and, you know, we got me and Don, obviously, and we waited actually well over a year for Tony. He was stationed in the military.
Zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. Just shake.
Don, why don't you explain for all the people what you're actually doing right now?
What I am doing is, because I'm anal, I'm setting up.
Are you getting your scarves ready?
I rigged my scarves for the microphone that you have to set up. And I'm actually just getting all my gear ready. I'm actually setting up my backup wireless, considering I break them all the time. And then also what I'm doing is running ragged. Oh, I did have some extra duct tape here. Studio D production. No, and yeah, I'm gonna make sure my logo is on my page right here, like so. And that's about it. And I've got an extra thing for this power pack, and I'm gonna try both wirelesses out and see if both of them work for tonight, so I can have a backup. So that's good. This mount, I don't know what this cable is. This an extra? That's a patch cable. You know what I don't have right now, Nino?
Yo.
I don't actually have an extra long cable in case mine breaks, unless you do. No, but the black one.
Nice.
But I feel like when I put them, like when I was like in front at all. When I was like actually out, I'm like, oh well, we'll see what's up.
The first time I actually met Don, you know, it was weird because, like I said before, you know, looking from a Gatlin standpoint, you know, you're looking at one of the guitar gods of Cleveland, and you know, and he's coming to your show to see you play, you know, and you know, it was cool. It was cool to see him at the show, and you know, and then to get a chance to be in a band with the guy, and you know, that first time going into actually practice with him, you know, it was probably one of the most relaxed environments ever. And in fact, it was when I was overseas, I actually came home for 2 weeks, and Gatlin had a show, but I needed to fill in on drums, and since I knew all the Gatlin songs, because I was such a big fan, Don actually came over to my brother's house, so that's where we used to practice at Sappy Bell, and all my drums were set up over there, so Don happened to come over with his guitar, and we ran through the whole Gatlin set. And it was just one of those things where it's like, beforehand, he's like, oh man, you know, let's go down there, we can run these songs, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, you know, there's a Chinese restaurant. Oh, I love Chinese. You know, it was just immediate, you know, we had that connection of like, you know, everything to get not only music, but then, you know, just started connecting as friends, even that early on.
first. Let's put this stuff here. Put my stuff here real quick. When you're ready.
This is Don prepping the show.
So I'm all ready to go. I want to make sure that, you know, obviously like my guitar and stuff's ready to go. I'm gonna get some water.
You want me to go get a shot of the crowd?
If you want, I mean, it's not. Yeah, you could. I just want to get my guitar ready first. We got some waters here, right?
Yes, sir. All set there, man.
Okay, and then is the amp on? Everything's ready to go?
Yeah, wireless is on too.
Okay. And then,
It's all set through.
is it? And what's on now? What do you have to do to turn it on to get it on?
Hit the pedal.
Hit the tuner?
Hit the tuner.
Okay, so if you could do me a favor, right before we start, I'm going to have you hit that tuner for me in a minute, all right?
No problem.
If you want to go out and get a shot of the crowd, hit the tuner now.
Gotta love the crowd, huh? Gotta love this shit. Good old Eric.
Okay, good. Go, ready to go.
He's a goofy guy, man. He's like, this $1 Million Down stories where you just laugh and you just go, oh god, Don, really, man?
Oh, it's a USB thing. I'd have to.
Dude, don't you spell check this damn thing? Charges by USB.